Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, one of the rulers of the underworld, or specifically the ruler of Manga Hell. And today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of My Academia, chapter 355, titled Extras. I feel like I should be using Bakugo's voice right now and screaming extras, because that's something that he would usually do, but I think the idea here is more or less what goes about words. So, anyways, let's get into this reaction, shall we? So we start off first page was actually Endeavor as we see the narrator saying the confrontation with All for One reaches its climax. Not sure if that means the battle's gonna be over so quickly, or if that just refers to like this part of the battle with All for One. Since All for One's one of those characters that I feel like could just have multiple battles, even if they have climaxes. But regardless, we'll see. So, anyways, we see Endeavor on the ground after getting hit, and we see now thinking to himself, Shoto, are you alright? Shoto! I feel like should be screen Shoto right now. Then we see a shot of Darby, who I'm guessing is when he was, revealing that he's Darby, because, you also see that kind of, of hair going from black to white. He's like, he says, Toya, my boys! And then we see him actually having a reaction to it where he's like, oh, oh. I feel like that might just have a panic attack at this point, even regardless of the wound that he received. So as we have Endeavor getting on his feet, like, just what on earth am I doing? I was it was foolish to lose my cool with All for One like that. So yeah, I guess now he realized his mistake. He says, after all, I bear the sole responsibility for everything that's happened up until now, this fight and these wounds, it's all on me. And then we see his blood going on the grass as he's saying that, which is very symbolic, of course. So yeah. Anyways, then we cut back to the battle between everyone as we see Tokoyami with Jiro on his back flying towards All for One as Hawks is witnessing that. And Hawks like, my feathers still detect the vibration of Endeavor's breathing, so that attack must have missed his lungs. Yes, I mean to be fair, it didn't look like to be like that deep. Like it went through a body part. Like there was a chunk of Endeavor's flesh missing. But I'm pretty sure Miracle got like a similar wound in the previous war against one of the normals, so I don't think it should really been that big of a deal. But I guess it's nice for Hawks to be sure of it. So every time Hawks thinking to themselves, he'll come back. I just need to keep fighting until then. So I guess you're wondering, yes, now we'll probably fight back, still appear and fight. Anyways, they have Hawks screaming, Tsukuyomi! As they have Tokoyami immediately responded with, don't waste your breath, Hawks. What do you mean this is no place for us? Remember that I was deployed here to support the main force in case things went south. Alright, so this might not be the best thing to take at words value right now, especially since, it's unofficial translations and usually there's like a change. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's gonna be a bit of a change here. But it is kind of weird how this is implying that Tokoyami should have been there, but Jiro didn't have to be. By Tokoyami's words here. Because he says that so he was supposed to be an Sparrow, he just wasn't supposed to be against All for One. So yeah. Well, isn't that concerning a bit? Or foreshadowing in a sense. So yeah, anyways, there have Fox thinking to himself, we never thought that would actually happen with Endeavor here. You'll die. I'm thinking that might just be what I'm not sure that's a memory or something, but they're just like you'll die. Thought Bob when Fox thinking, and then he also said Fox thinks, "Geez, I'm so pathetic." I just can't find himself the prank here. And as I took Hawks being having a smile on his face, like, "Will you save me again, hero?" Referring to the previous war when Okuyami saved him. And then Hawks like, "You got it." Anyways, they have All for One flying there, as he seems to be like using his left hand to get like a bunch of muscles and weird mouths out as it's bulging out. As All for One starts speaking with I'm sorry, but our playtime here is over. I can't afford to have anything happen to my precious other me, referring to Shigaraki. I'm guessing that he's concerned about, who knows what kind of scheme they've come up to plan to strike Shigaraki, especially since his mind state is still not stable. Like, it's unclear what exactly Shigaraki is mentally right now, but I feel like that's what All For One is also concerned about because who knows what's gonna happen. Like maybe Shiaki just destroys himself, honestly, considering that he doesn't want to be All For One's puppet. So as they have All For One thinking to himself, that strike I land that wasn't fatal. And I'm sure he'll keep on fighting until his last breath. I mean, this is a Shonen Jump manga after all. He does that, but let's be real, that's probably to his fake as well. As then we have All For One saying, which means that their objective now must be buying as much time as possible. So even so I'm kind of like how everyone here is on the same like wavelength when it comes to like, oh yeah, that will come back and he will be a problem. I just have to take care of it. It just depends on who takes care of what first. So anyways, then we have All For One thinking someone that as he thinks to himself like how these two lousy birds are just going to keep me here. The weak, as then All For One says, the weakest link right now is, as we see sort of to Hawks right now, foreshadowing misdirection. By the looks of now right now, it just seems to be misdirection because as soon as All For One thinks right there, we see Jiro getting attacked by those weird mouth tentacles, whatever creatures are. Because let's be real, okay, Jiro is the weakest link here because she can fly, and yeah, even power, I'm pretty sure no one really ranks Jiro that highly. Anyways, then we see Jiro seeing that, but luckily Hawks is able to send some of his wings and those are able to get to Jiro away from the strikes. As they will see Jiro, I guess I'm guessing getting the effects of that weird fear presence or whatever that quirk is called. You know, the one that makes you see your death with when you are in All For One and Shiraki's presences. Not well, it's a separate quirk, but you know what I mean. Because now Jiro's like, oh shit, I almost died there. And apparently Joe's in some hip game by the looks of this panel. As soon as they have All For One turning to Hawks, like, Hawks? As then we see some of this fellas hitting All For One's masks, and then Hawks also goes with those, that katana and strikes it in All For One. As then we have Hawks thinks of, I won't let anyone die. As then Hawks screams, take the lead, Tsukuyomi, I'll match my speed to yours. As then we see Jiro successfully falling on Tokoyami as it says catch. As then we have Dark Shadow saying, Jiro, are you alright? And then Jiro's like, yeah, aim. As then we have Tokoyami saying, aim for the mask. If you crack it with your sound waves, we can win. I mean, to be fair, I feel like Jiro could crack the mask open, but I feel like it would have to be like one of those put it inside of the mask and then wrap the sound to like blow it up because I don't think Jiro's like attack sounds are gonna work. Anyways, they have Jiro a bit scared but still smiling. He's like, all right, as we have Jiro thinking to himself, you know what? You were getting into Jiro. So yeah, although that could just be Tokugan thinking. I think it's just Jiro thinking to herself in a third person. Anyways, then we have Jiro remembering that those strikes is like she says to herself, I almost didn't see his attack. And then she crunches the cape. As then we have Jiro saying, even my goomps bumps are delayed in detecting any malice he sends my way. As then we have Jiro starting to shake a bit from hand, she thinks of Midoriya Ayama. So this is what you've been dealing with all this time. So yeah, I guess Jiro. Something we have to remember is that Jiro never actually had any kind of presence with All For One. Like other one, like she never really encountered him or anything similar to him beforehand, or like, in a very close vicinity. So to her, getting any kind of attack or anything like that from All For One would be terrifying. I mean, she's not even one of the main battlers. So anyways, they have All For One screaming like, "You're shaking, poor thing!" As he starts to make even more mutated creatures out of his hands. And then Hawks notices that. As they have All For One saying, "Did you think this was some kind of school trip?" And then he sends like a giant I don't know. Fake creature thing at Tokoyami and Jiro. I can't like. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Honestly, like it looks like he turned his hand into a head, make it a bunch of wires and steel-like things, and then like sent it at her. And then with something weird hole in the middle, possibly being some kind of energy blast. I don't really know, honestly. As then we have Jiro and Tokami looking at both being shocked or scared. As then Hakusame sends some of the feathers. As that he goes there and actually, by the looks of things, does crash into something. Oh, so it kind of makes it look like All For One is using some kind of form of spatial magic right now. I mean, he's not. He just kind of looks like it visually from this panel. As then we have All For One saying, "Don't be so delusional. You're not even part of the main cast." So yeah, basically the full wall breaking comments here. Anyways, there we have a shot of All For One sending using the other hand to send like these barbed wire, those weird wires thing that he has, and Hawks and those hate Hawks as well. And then Hawks defends himself. It's no use, Hawks. You haven't got enough feathers to handle my attacks in your current state. Actually, I don't know. That's All For One saying it. I just thought it was one of the people thinking themselves here. So yeah, we see like Hawks, we see him like getting caught, we see his glasses being broken and all that. As then we have Hawks Olfon thinking to himself, "You are utterly useless." And the Olfon's like, "Did rubbing shoulders with extraordinary people make you think that you two were someone special, worthy of facing off against a demon lord?" Not sure if he's referring only to Jiro or to both Jiro and Tokoyami here, but wow, that is very trying to be deep right now. Anyways, we see Tokoyami and Jiro there, and it seems like I'm not sure if that's supposed to be their father or Ox father saved them or what. But we see Tokoyami and Jiro here, where they seem to be a bit beaten. Like Tokoyami doesn't seem to be all that beaten. His clothing seems to be mostly fine, like a bit, scratch and all that. While Jiro, well, aside from losing one of her earlobes, literally, like she literally has there's like a literal gash where we see her earlobe being missing, and then we get like a close up where it shows us the blood spurring, and a lot of her clothing jacket is also being destroyed right now as we speak. Kind of lucky the cape wasn't destroyed as well, or even more clothing. Like honestly, I mean I could totally see that, although I'm not even sure how that thing was really going to have killed her. Honestly. Anyways, there we have all four. Chiro's time to speak with. All you do is talk about who's weak. As then we have all four taking a notice of that comment. As then we see a shot of Joe's earlobe being cut, the one that was ripped, falling down with the broken mic. As I'm not sure if that can be healed because I heard some people say that Eri can just heal Jiro. But the thing is, we also have to remember that Aizawa and Miracle lost limbs in the previous arc, and they replaced them with robot limbs. So I'm not exactly sure if Jiro be will get those earlobes replaced or with something metallic, or if she's just not going to have one or not going to ever have those earphones jacks because again no one else got any like characters in the previous arc when they lost a limb they lost a limb. Hell, Hawks' feathers are still damaged because of what Dobby did in the previous war, so I'm questioning if those things are gonna be fixed. I mean, remember, this isn't something like Black Clover where a healer can just fix everything in the end of the day. So I'm curious if she's actually going to not have an elope. I mean, to be fair, Jiro's music skills are good enough to be a hero, so I wouldn't be surprised if she just decides to be a full-time musician and that's how she helps people. But we'll see. I mean, how that would actually work with the character arc in the previous arc. So yeah. Anyways, they're just saying who's strong, who's passionate, and who can inspire fear in others. And she says, "Well, I don't give a damn about any of that nonsense. All I know is that you made my friends cry." And we get like a full page of Jill just screaming that out as she's having blood on one side Honestly, by the looks of it, it seems like she might even be bleeding from her mouth right now. And she also has like a tear coming from the side of the eye where she's got wounded. That as she sends an attack, she sends heartbeat wall legato, and she sends that at All for One, which he have All for One things saying motion, spirit, ability. As then we have All for One just kind of seems to be like moving through the sound attacks, which just how powerful he is. The fact that Joe's sound attacks aren't even doing shit to him. As they, well, granted, Joe's not a powerhouse character, so it's still not really the most impressive thing, but still kind of interesting. But still, pretty a good feat. As then we have Alpha saying, those concepts only exist in the realm of the weak. It's useless in the face of absolute power. I mean, to be fair, Jill Square could be very powerful if they just get, if she was like more important of a character, funny enough. But yeah, I get what he's being talking about here. So here they have in the Ulfon going for another attack. I think he's using the stun attacks. But unfortunately for him, as he's about to use it, we see a bunch of civilians jumping and grabbing him and holding him back. As he's in this vestige world with about and we can tell it's a vestige world because Ulfon doesn't have his helmet on. And then he's as they're stopping him. As they have Ulfon look at them a bit like, what? And then you see like a bunch of random civilians. Like these are just generic designs. I don't think they have any meaning. Maybe some resemble captures have always existed before, but right now they seem to be not meaningless. As then we have often thinking, are these the wills of people whose quirks I've stolen? Then we see a sort of a random woman. Not sure if that woman is significant in any ways, or if she's a reference to someone. We'll see, I guess. Actually, could she be the? No, I don't think that is. I don't think she had a quirk. And then we have where yeah, John Grant has been like, impossible. Could New Order have exposed me to this? Um, so then we have Ulfon saying, so this is the will of the weaklings. As then we have Geo screaming Hawks as we see Ulfon being contained in there with his song as Hawks goes there with his blades. As then we have Hawks figured himself one strike, two strike, three strike every time that he stroke All for One, and we see that he actually damaged the same spot. And Hawks saying to himself, and we get a close of that shot. It's like by that just successfully damaging the exact same spot, I've opened up a crack. Then we see Hawks getting for a blade strike, as then we have Hawks using sonic vibration propagate as I'm guessing that's just him is using Joe's sound blast to speed up the strike or increase the strike. As I was like, if it adds up to you now, wind cutting blade. As we see that slashing All for One's helmet, as we see actually All for One's mask getting cracked open, and we see a bit of his face. As the under chapter says, together have they managed to break his mask break next week. Oh, fuck it. They are going on break next week. Damn it all. So, yeah, they damaged All for One's mask. Now, there's some debate on what exactly is going on with the whole what the hell's going on with the whole, the Square's vast users holding All for One back at that moment. Like, what's going on there? Is it New Order or something else? Now, personally, as a big Geo fan, I think it's has to do something with her sound blast and all that. Like the thing is, doing the provisional, no, the provisional license exam, doing the festival arc, they did actually have like this shot or with Airy where like Overhaul's presence was like looming over, but then Joe singing sent it away. So if we think about it that way, it's possible that Jiro's sunglasses here like awoken the spirit of those people's that remain there to like rebel against All for One for us that second. I feel like it's a very likely possibility, but you could also say it's New Order because I do feel like a lot of people are still like not really big fans of the whole Star Stripe and all New Order thing, but we'll see on that front. I think it's a combination of most likely both, or maybe Star Stripe's gonna come in a bit later but we'll see on that front. So as for All for One now, I don't think this like cracking the mask is really like an or be all. I mean, one thing it seems like all that Hawk's crack was like this part of it, like he didn't like crack fully, just like the eye part. Essentially, he broke the helmet here. So I do feel like All for One shouldn't have much of a problem still, depending on how it's designed. Like maybe the air, like I feel like it should have been cracked more in this neck area because that's let's be real, that's gonna be more connected to the things that help All for One to breathe and all that. So I do feel like All for One is gonna be fine until like if next chapter where like Endeavor shows up, and after that I honestly don't know. Now, while W can kind of make logical sense why he was taken down so early, All for One doesn't really make sense unless if he does something later. So, honestly, I could see multiple different things going on right now. Like, either there's gonna be something with Toya, which hasn't exactly been followed up yet, or there's gonna be something with Shiraki, which we already know things, him trying to take over. It was referencing this chapter. But we'll see on that front. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.